Good evening. My name is Dee Dee Rocca-Cecil, and I'm a consultant in the Boston office at Egon Zehnder. On behalf of our firm, I want to thank all of you for joining us this evening at Boston Children's Museum. At Egon Zehnder, we believe that diversity is critical for growth and the continued success of any business and any institution. Our hope is that tonight, we not only shed light on and learn from others' experiences, but that we can also leverage the wisdom here to think creatively about real, tangible, and practical solutions.
Welcome, everybody. A big part of this conversation has been going on for quite a while, and yet the results, particularly at senior levels for women, are just not there. I think and hope that everyone will leave both inspired and with some sense of things that we can do to mind the gap. Talk a little bit about your journey and about what you think women who are coming up today should know.
The challenge really is how do you kind of stay on track and do the other things you want to do in your life. Be responsible for your family, be a good mom, be a good neighbor, be a good friend, be a good daughter. I think those challenges really do, they're all of us share them. And I don't think we talk enough with young women and young men about just how challenging your life's going to be on this journey.
What I always like to say to women and young women today is, one, you never know what's going to happen in life. Life may throw you curveballs, and I always like to say, don't judge other people's journeys, because you don't know, one, what they're going through personally, and you don't know what their issues are at home or what their kids' situations are. I didn't do what a lot of women don't do, which is I didn't advocate for myself. I didn't stand up and push back and say, hey, I can't do this. I can't travel every week. I can't be away from my kids like this. I need a little bit more flexibility.
If you are in a situation today in which you are on a really fast track, which I think all of you were, and probably all of you are, and something isn't working, what can you do as an individual?
How can we change work and what was built on an industrial model of turning the machines on in the morning and turning them off in the afternoon, and make work actually work for human beings, not just women? When there's really those structural changes that happen, you start to get this change. And when we have more women at the top, and it's not 20% women on boards, 30% women on boards, but it's 50% women on boards and 50% of the executive suite, and we start to come into balance, those structural issues, the structural issue will be fixed in large part, and the culture will change.
I think there is something interesting here, though, which is that I think there is a theme around, your context really matters. The industry you're in matters, the boss you have matters, the culture you're in matters, that really matters.
So what are some things that you think an organization can do?
When you have no diversity of people making investments, you end up with having very little diversity in the people you're investing in.
It's accountability. It's what you're talking about. You have to make these companies accountable.
At Egon Zehnder, you have that opportunity too to serve a woman client, in a way, just go the extra mile to advance that career, advance that business, because you may not be an investor, but you can do something. We can all do something.
What is the role of men? We were 6 women sitting up here, mostly women in this room. How do you engage men in this without alienating men?
One of the things that we saw as a structural barrier to moving more women into positions of leadership or attracting more women to these firms was the gender pay gap. It's not unique to Silicon Valley, but it was one of those barriers. And so, we said, okay, if you're going to attract and retain top talent, you need to make sure that you're paying them fairly, and you need to be transparent about it and put out these analyses. Say what your gender pay gap is and commit to close it.
Thank you all for being part of this discussion, and let's go forth and do something about it.